Silver Economy, el podcast de Cuidado sobre la nueva economía alrededor de las personas mayores y del mundo del cuidado.
Saludos a toda la audiencia. Hoy seguimos con la nueva temporada de podcast de 2024 y continuamos con otro invitado internacional, un referente a nivel europeo en el sector de la Silver Economy. Recordad que tenéis siempre toda la información de nuestros podcasts en nuestra web en cuido.com y que además estos podcasts estarán disponibles, aparte de en esta web, en las principales plataformas: iVoox, Spotify, Apple y Google. Para esta nueva edición, como decíamos, contamos con invitado nuevo, en este caso con Óscar Zanutto. Como en ocasiones anteriores, la entrevista en este caso será en inglés. Óscar Zanutto es un psicólogo italiano especializado en trabajo y organizaciones. Ha trabajado como director de residencias de ancianos en el Instituto para el Cuidado de Ancianos y Hogares Protegidos, ISRAA, en Treviso desde el año 2000. Y también ha estado a cargo de la oficina de calidad durante 5 años. Desde 2015 coordina el Departamento de Innovación y Desarrollo dedicado a proyectos de la Unión Europea sobre innovación social y longevidad, construyendo una red internacional de 1.350 contactos con universidades, centros de investigación, empresas, organizaciones proveedoras de cuidados y autoridades públicas. Se dedica a la gestión de proyectos de alto nivel en programas de financiación nacionales e internacionales sobre el envejecimiento y la transformación digital en la prestación de asistencia a mayores. Es además formador y consultor Greenbelt certificado en 2023 para la adopción del modelo de atención sanitaria basada en el valor y trabaja también como consultor en proyectos de innovación social dedicados a proveedores de servicio de atención a mayores. Finalmente, decir que es ponente y profesor en varios programas de máster y autor en varias contribuciones relacionadas con estas temáticas. Y ya seguidamente vamos con la entrevista en sí que hemos mantenido en inglés. Okay, so welcome, Oscar. A pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Iñaki, for having me. It's a pleasure to can give contributions to our sector. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so let's start the conversation, if you like, using some questions as a script for the talk. And first of all, we would like to know what is ISRAA and in which regions do you work?
Yeah, so ISRAA stands for an Institute for Elderly Care and Sheltered Houses, but is based in Treviso, in the northeast part of Italy, in Veneto region. And it is a public care provider organization, not for profit. And our mission is take care of 900 seniors living in 4 facilities, almost nearby the center of Treviso. Treviso is not so big city, 84,000 citizens, but it has got a lot of seniors. We have 27% of over 65 aged people. And also we are a home care provider working closer to 12 municipalities, Treviso plus other 11, for an entire number of 1,000 clients.
Okay, so it's you are working with a lot of people, yes. Okay, yeah. And another question is, how has the pandemic changed everything about your organization and the work you do every day?
Yeah, let's say we got several strands of impact. First of all, let's say made us aware to be ready and ready for a prompt reaction in case of health emergencies. So now also our internal organizational processes has been improved to be, we hope not, but ready for other similar situations. And then another impact has been in terms of, let's say, attitude towards technology, because before pandemic, we were not so familiar with the use of video conversation or remote tools, whatever. and now seniors, family, and the workforce are more familiar with it. In terms of the bad impact, and we are still there and struggling with this, it was about stress, burnout, and the burden that this pandemic got. And so nowadays we are working also regarding projects that could touch this issue of stress reduction for the workforce. So essentially, this was the main impact we had.
Okay, okay. And from Spain, just a brief description about how is the market, the silver economy market in Italy, in a quick overview.
Yeah, so let's say regarding the Italian situation, we have a huge number, as Spain has, of elderly people,
Yeah,
and the number of older people living in nursing home is 300,000, 362,000 seniors, and we got plus 20,000 more after pandemic times. And in terms of silver market, let's say there is an initial adaptation of several domains of business. In particular, let me say food, and also large food distribution and supermarket. They are switching towards people living alone, or
yeah.
let's say tasties or whatever that could be targeted to older population. So, and then technology, of course, is moving on that direction. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what about Spain? What do you know from Italy about the silver economy market here in Spain?
So, as far as I know, in terms of connection we got with your country, let's say we have seen in Catalonia and in particular in Barcelona a lot of movements in terms of innovations and hubs dedicated to the silver economy, and as well in Basque Country and Bilbao, where yeah, there's a lot of innovation and connection among the quadruple helix for be innovative. Honestly, our perspective is that Spain is ahead rather than Italy in putting together the knowledge coming from companies, universities, and the care provider organizations in terms of innovation. Yeah.
Okay, okay, it's nice to hear that, because we always think that we are worse than other countries. So it's interesting to know that also from outside, as we think in Europe, Spain is not in a bad position in terms of innovation. So it's nice to hear it from you. About your organization, you work in hybrid environments. You are working in face-to-face elderly care, but you mix it with home-based work. And you also work with an innovation unit. So you mix everything in this context. So how do you do it, and which are the advantages that you find in this model?
Let me say that we are really in an innovative field. So this hybrid care way to go is, let's say, really in the forefront of changing minds and organizational, let's say, design. So essentially, we have been working on that throughout three relevant European projects. One was funded by the Interreg Italy Austria project, but it was eCare, led by us, and he introduced the use of tablet and the creation of social groups online, having some health parameters, let's say, remotely gathered by nurses. And it was some years ago, and the situation was quite difficult in terms of mindset of the workforce. But nowadays, as I said before, also throughout the pandemic times, we are expanding this approach thanks to other two projects. One is ProCareful, funded by the Interreg Central Europe project funding, and we are leading this project and testing and creating a platform. But it was tested in a small municipality here nearby Treviso, and the aim is to work on cognitive decline prevention, as we are going to do in the Horizon Mindsight project with your organization, Dedicado Solutions, where, let's say, the challenges that we see are almost the mindset of the social workers and the teams, and we need to reskill almost care workers, the ones in the front line, to be aware of how they could combine day-to-day operations in presence with remote check, remote conversation, and use monitoring data and analytics to see how the users are. So essentially, technology is there and it's good, but the challenge is on the workforce side of the story, let's say.
Okay, you mentioned MileSite, the MileSite project. You are working now on it. So, can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah. So this project it happens in the perimeter of Faran project, that is a large Horizon one, that is, let's say, directed to expand the use of technology and in integration of technology in technical ecosystems that could allow, let's say, prevention and expanding the active aging and care. And regarding mindset, we are together as ISRAA with Evo Solution, who got Cuidado application that allow us to do prevention of a cognitive decline using serious game and contents, very personalized, and the use of sensors in the living environment of older people at home. So we are addressing 20 users in Treviso area, and creating a team who will evaluate and assess the needs, calibrate the adaptation of the technology with our partner, and then we will oversee them over 5 months, having an evaluation before and after, trying to, let's say, demonstrate the good coming at individual level and at the organizational level throughout the adoption of such kind of innovations.
Okay, great. We are talking about innovation, about technology, and now, of course, artificial intelligence is blowing all heads off, promising to impact all sectors to the point of changing them completely. Do you think that this also applies to the elderly care sector?
Yes, definitely. There are several applications that is, say, coming and already in operations. Essentially, we could distinguish them between the long-term care sector and nursing homes. And for example, we have adopted recently an Italian solutions that has got optical sensors with AI, let's say, engine behind, who is able to understand the risk of falls in each rooms. So this is a practical example of AI related to the long-term care. But overall, we are seeing an increasing use in terms of forecast, prevention, trends for the ones who are aging. So it means people that are still in, let's say, good conditions in terms of cognitive and physical situations, but who are at risk of decline. And we need to gather such early warning, early signals of decline. And there I see the high potential of AI solutions. Yeah.
Okay, you are an expert in the silver economy market. You are working a lot in this area. So, in which part do you think that there are more opportunities for this market?
So, what I see are essentially the active aging domain in terms of product and services, the home care, and the personalized prevention, because this is, let's say, the part where innovation is very relevant. Yeah.
Okay, and you are, as you already mentioned, you are involved in many research and innovation projects around the elderly at the European level. So, what innovations have caught your attention lately that you've seen and you say, okay, wow, this is a complete change?
Let's say the two things impressed me. One is about the use of robotics and how robots are really going ahead in terms of movements, speech recognition, face recognition, emotional recognition. So I guess robotics will help us a lot. And another specific application that I have seen in Canada is Winter Light Labs. That is an app that you could install in your smartphone, and it does a diagnosis of dementia that correlate 95% with MoCA and and other tests. And it is impressive because it's quite easy to use, and it supports this remote diagnosis.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, and in particular, we want to know also which are your predictions about your future. So, when you think about getting older, what do you want the process to look like? And what do you hope technology can do to help you? I don't know if maybe robotics themselves.
Yeah, I think looking at our aging process, and I think we need to compensate the missing, let's say, skills and resources that we have in terms of cognitive decline, because, for example, dementia will explode in 2050 in terms of number. We will talk about the triple number of people with
Yeah.
cognitive decline issues. So technology should be more and more able to facilitate speech interaction, visual interactions, and making use of gestures, for example. So without complicated navigating interfaces. And it means that technology could bridge the individual loss of resources along time and facilitating the interaction with the environment and with other solutions. And then I think also that prevention in terms of the main, let's say, critical diseases such as hypertension or diabetes should also be technology driven. And if we are able to make use of such solutions, we will be able to save a lot of lives, a lot of time, a lot of money also for our collective welfare systems, let's say.
Okay, okay. So, lastly, we also want the audience to know how to contact you and your organization. So, how can they do that?
Oh, yes, it's a pleasure to stay in touch. So people could email me to faber at israi.it, or easily in LinkedIn, in my profile, asking for connections or messages. And then we have also our website that is www.israi.it.
Okay, so great. Thanks, Oscar, for coming to our podcast. This was all, so thank you very much.
Thank you to you, Iñaki, for having us.
Y hasta aquí nuestra charla con Oscar. Le agradecemos el tiempo que nos ha dedicado y esperamos que os resulte accesible el contenido a pesar de ser en inglés. Y que excuséis también mi inglés. Nos emplazamos ya a la siguiente entrega de nuestro podcast Cuidado sobre Silver Economy, que llegará en unos 15 días. Esperamos no retrasarnos mucho para la siguiente entrega, ya que son semanas de mucha actividad. Hasta entonces, disfrutad de estos días primaverales y nos escuchamos.